Right, let's get to that Leicester and Celtic social now, because the appointment of Brendan Rodgers at Leicester City, everyone is talking about this week. Don Kidione is a Celtic fan, and he said you can say all you want about double trebles. The fact is, in 20 or 25 years' time, Rodgers will be known as the first Celtic manager to ever walk out on Celtic mid-season for money. Never a Celtic man. On the other hand, here's some opinions from the Leicester fans. Ian Wright has tweeted, not Righty, not that one, saying a great choice. His style is exactly what Leicester need. Possession and quality on the ball, but combined with high energy and plenty of aggression. Players will want to play for him. Hashtag welcome Brendan. And Roy said, universally, he is the fans' choice for Leicester City. The excitement around the city is palpable. The doom and gloom has been lifted. Thank you. Hashtag welcome Brendan. You can have your say. Hashtag Saturday Sav.
Right, straight to it. Chris, has Brendan Rodgers swapped immortality for mediocrity?
Mediocrity this season, he has. Leicester have nothing to play for. It isn't that he's gone to Leicester, which is the problem. Had he waited until the end of the season, I think that would have been a natural ending for him. It's the fact that all the stuff he said, his dream job, the biggest job in the world, this, that and the other. And that's why the Celtic fans are so angry about this, and rightly so. Leicester have nothing to play for. They're not in a relegation battle. You know, they're not going to get into Europe this season. So why not see it through? Would Martin O'Neill have done the same thing? Would Neil Lennon? Absolutely not. That's why the Celtic fans feel let down.
So if he'd have waited to the end of the season, then gone, he'd have had your approval?
Well, if he'd waited till the end of the season, he would have won the league. Celtic are 8 points clear right now. They have a Scottish Cup game, quarter-final Cup game. He could have left treble. And if he'd held his hands up and said, look, I'm going to go back to the Premier League. I wish you well. I've done everything I feel I could have done. But the problem is, Chris is right. You know, he is a Celtic man. You know, he's born a Celtic fan, all his family, everything else. But he almost promised the earth. And at the first opportunity to go back to the Premier League, he's jumped and he's gone. And it's the timing. It's the timing of it. He's walked out on Celtic when he had a chance to do something really, really special. Now, Brendan will argue what he's already done is pretty special. 7 trophies out of 7. And he should have been allowed to go. But Celtic fans don't see it like that. Once you sign up to Celtic, you see the job through, and he's not done that.
Yeah, but from a football aspect, you can see why he's gone now, because he's going to learn so much more out of his squad within a playing season rather than the 6 weeks of pre-season.
Do you think that was right for him to go at this particular time then?
Right,
for a selfish point of view, I think it is. Yeah. I think it is, because he's going to go in there, he's going to see what he's got to work with, what's coming through the academy, what his budget will be probably.
So if in a year's time, say, Chelsea come in for Brendan Rodgers and he leaves Leicester at the same time, would you think that's right?
Depends. If the job might not be there in the summer at Leicester.
I think that, and I saw the stuff in the paper this morning, I think that is utter rubbish. If you want a manager that much, why not wait for the extra 10 weeks?
Why would you wait when you can get him now? Why would you wait for anything? It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant what Leicester are playing for. They want a manager to implement their style and his philosophy.
That's exactly what's happened, you know. I think Brendan's gone to the board at Celtic. I'm happy to stay here till the end of the season and clean up, have a clean sweep of trophies. But with Puel and Leicester's form, lost 6 out of the last 8 games, sacked Puel, all of a sudden the board have come on and said, right, we are appointing another manager, Brendan, if you don't come now.
But also, Celtic allowed him, so they must have agreed some kind of compensation.
Yeah, there was.
Exactly. So if they didn't want it to happen, they would have said, no, then, you're not even speaking.
Well, I think that's another issue. But the bottom line is, if Brendan Rodgers is a Celtic fan, this is his dream job, just see it through to the end of the season. Nobody will have a problem with that. He is downsized. He is downgraded going to Leicester City, and that is a fact. Celtic reserves are bigger than Leicester City.
Childish comment. Childish comment. No chance.
It's true.
The pool of the Premier League was always going to be there. I spoke to Brendan the back end of last year, and he was always destined to come back to the Premier League. It was just a matter of the right job. He was waiting for the right job because he knew the next job for the Premier League had to be right.
But people thought he was going to do the 10 in a row. We'd promised him he's got a contract which takes him further than that. You know, he's very wealthy anyway. I think he's young. He could have earned the money in the future.
Most of
I
all,
don't think
this
he
just
needed to
proves,
jump
John,
away from
there's
Celtic.
no loyalty in football at the top level.
I think that the Celtic reserves are bigger than Leicester's like a nonsense comment. Leicester won the
Hang on,
Premier League.
you hang on a minute. You tweeted in the week that Leicester were a bigger club than Celtic.
It was tongue-in-cheek.
Oh.
Celtic reserves. Leicester City won the Premier League 3 seasons ago. Aspirations of getting into the top 6. So, on the back of what we're debating here, as a manager or a player, would you rather, season upon season, try and finish in the top 10 of the Premier League with aspirations of breaking into that top 6, or win countless trophies in Scotland?
Well, I think the evidence is that how many players in their prime go to Celtic or Rangers? Not many.
What, now or in the past?
Not many now. Currently players that would. Would Jamie Vardy go? Jamie Vardy didn't go to Arsenal.
Right, so what does it...
Going to...
He should have gone, though.
Yeah, but I'm not saying he shouldn't have, but he's not going to go to Celtic. So I wouldn't... I'm not disrespecting Celtic and say they're a small club, then by no means, but...
What is it about? It's about money, isn't it?
Oh,
it's about Premier League.
It's the Premier League.
Premier League.
To test
Hang
yourself
on a
against the
minute.
best.
So if Celtic and Rangers came down in the Premier League in a short space of time, well, there is an argument that they may eventually... And there was... And you can keep cutting me off, that's fine. But, you know... It was close to happening in the early 2000s when Martin O'Neill was manager, and they would challenge. They would challenge eventually because of the size of the clubs. That is a fact. You know, the likes of Leicester are insignificant in terms of club size.
They won the Premier League.
Why would they come? Why would they come?
Celtic would not win the Premier League.
I'm sure most of them Celtic players would swap 3
What, to
Premier
finish
League
10th?
For a Premier League trophy. For a Premier League to play for Leicester and win the title for Leicester, or 3 titles in Scotland.
But this is a different argument.
This is an argument. We continue on BT Sports Score later. But Jules,
where's your ambition?
It's time for Tech Ball.